Everybody ready? Good morning. Let's hear a cheer. Let's hear some excitement. It's a little too quiet out here. All right, what a great crowd. Woo! Somebody brought the sun inside. Who's in the orange shirts over here? Rico, on my left. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the third annual Convocation ceremony. My name is Steve Valdez, and in just a few moments, we're going to introduce today's MC for this morning's special event. Part of our formal introduction this morning is to present the U.S. flag and the Texas flag. So let us please rise to our feet for the presentation of the colors by the Weslaco East High School Junior ROTC under the direction of Major Raul Salinas Jr. and Sergeant First Class Hector Gonzalez. Color guard this morning is Cadet Command Sergeant Major Cheyenne Underwood, Cadet Sergeant First Class Maria Becerra, Cadet Sergeant First Class Alina Herrera, Cadet Sergeant Lieutenant Vanessa Rodriguez. Please remain standing for the reciting of the Pledge of Allegiance and the Texas Pledge by our former keynote speakers from Central Middle School, Alex Papacek, and from Mary Hogue Middle School, Kayla Saldana. Also leading us in the signing of the pledge is Haley Kai Leja, also from Central Middle School.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
You may be seated. Here to offer our invocation for today's event is the District Bilingual ESL Coordinator. Please help me welcome to the podium Elias Trevino.
I'm going to invite you to bow your heads and let's pray, everyone just in reverence to the Lord. Heavenly Father, we honor and thank you, Lord, for allowing us to be here this morning. Thank you, Lord, that you've blessed us waking up this morning in health and also blessing us with work, Father God. Your word declares that where there are two or three gathered in your name, you are there. Even in this convocation, I know that you are here. Father, we ask you that you give us the wisdom, the guidance, the direction to be able to, Lord God, bless our children, all our 18,000 students throughout this year. And as your word declares, as the Apostle Paul said, Lord, that everything we do, whether in word or in action, we do it all for your honor and for your glory. We ask you to continue to give wisdom to our superintendent and to all our school board members. We ask you all this in the precious name of Jesus. Amen.
Thank you, Elias. In a few minutes, we're going to be calling him Pastor Bob. You'll find out why. Every morning, some of us wake up to the sound of roosters, some to the sound of our children waking up, maybe the barking dog next door. But some of us wake up to the sound of a weather report. Will I need our umbrella today, sunscreen, or a jacket for the 2 days of winter that we get here in the valley? Today's MC is certainly a familiar face, one that we wake up to every single morning. She's from the town of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. She earned her degree in meteorology at Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University. Our MC has been reporting the weather for almost 5 years now, with Channel 5 being her second reporting job. But she won't be in the valley too long. As we know, a lot of our reporters and anchors aspire to the network level, so we'll have her here as long as we can. Please give a warm welcome, Weslaco ISD welcome to First Weather 5's meteorologist, Lisa Villegas.
Thank you so much, Steve, for those kind words. I'm so excited to be here, especially with all the Weslaco ISD the school district itself. Now, they tell me they divided you in 2 groups. Is that correct? So, who are you guys with? Yell it out. Make some noise. I can't hear you. I am so pumped up right now. I don't know. I don't normally get nervous, but I'm not going to lie. I had a few little butterflies in my stomach before I came out here because this production is huge. I was just actually telling my mom, because she's a 6th grade teacher. I'm like, oh, I'm doing this convocation for the Weslaco ISD school district. And she's like, what's that? And I'm like, Mom, I'm like, you have to go look that up. And she's like, we don't do anything like that. And she's watching right now. Hi, Mom. And I'm like, she's like, well, I'm going to watch. I'm going to tell my principal. I'm like, you better tell them. So I'm real excited to be here today. This is my 5th year reporting and forecasting, of course, the weather. While I train, to look for signs in the sky and the atmosphere for weather patterns, I've never really been asked to forecast the future for a school district, so I'm going to do the best I can. First, I'm going to tell you, you're going to need your sunglasses because your future looks bright. But I'm going to have to tell you something. You do not want to forget your umbrella because there is a brainstorm headed your way. Now, high-pressure systems may be forming in the atmosphere, but that's nothing compared to the high-pressure stakes in educating the youth of this community. So that's your weather forecast for today. And of course, for the future school year, I know it's going to be, you're all going to have lots of success. In a lot of ways, our jobs are alike. I look at how solar energy influences our weather. You incorporate kinetic energy and movement in your 21st century lessons. I study the effects of when warm Gulf waters collaborate and combine with the cold temperatures up north, and you use collaborative methods to engage students and encourage group participation. Most of you, teachers, are great public speakers and have daily audiences between the ages of, between schools and kids, between 25 to 100 students a day. You can see their facial expressions, engage in their level of comprehension. Now, I, on the other hand, talk to a camera, and that has no face or expression whatsoever, and I can only imagine what all of you watching look like when you watch me in your living rooms. So don't stop thinking about tomorrow. That is this year's theme for your 3rd annual convocation, and just like I make my living off of forecasting tomorrow's weather, each of you have the daunting task of preparing your students for tomorrow that is impossible to forecast. And so today, I am so honored once again to be a part of this inspiring day and welcome each of you here today. Woo! I'm excited. All right, so before we introduce our quest on the stage, we'd first like to introduce each of the campuses here with us through their respective principals and their teachers of the year. I can see that most of you are wearing your campus t-shirts, correct? So I'm really looking forward to who has the most school spirit. So first, all right. You'll have your chance to voice your opinion. First, I'd like to start off. You ready? You ready for this? Airport Drive Elementary School. Let's welcome the principal, Ida Cuadra, and their teacher of the year, Lucy Hernandez.
When I walk on by, girls be looking like they be fly. I pimp to the beat, walking down the street and maneuver free, yeah. This is how I roll, animal print pants out control. It's Red Bull with the big ass bra, and like Bruce Lee, I got the clout, yeah. Girl, look at that body. Girl, look at that body. Girl, look at that body. I work out. Girl, look at that body. Girl, look at that body. Girl, look at that body. I work out when I walk in the spot. This is what I see. Everybody stops and staring at me. I got passion in my pants and I ain't afraid to show it. Show it, show it, show it.
Now I'd like to welcome Principal Yolanda Hernandez and their teacher of the year, Belinda Reyes, from A.N. Tony Rico Elementary School.
Yeah, right, picture that with a Kodak. Or better yet, go to Times Square, take a picture of me with a Kodak. Took my life from negative to positive, I just want y'all to know that. And tonight, let's enjoy life. Pitbull, Naio, Neo, that's right.
I want all of you tonight. Give me everything tonight. For all we know, we might not get tomorrow. Let's do it tonight. Let's do it tonight. Grab somebody sexy, tell them, hey, give me everything tonight. Give me everything tonight. Give me everything tonight. Give me everything
Take advantage of the night, cause tomorrow I'm off to do battle, perform for a princess. But
I don't know, but those two elementary schools, it's going to be hard to beat. Now let's give it up for Dr. R.E. Margot Elementary School. Let's welcome Principal Rhonda Salmon and teacher of the year, Norma Martinez.
I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good, good night. Feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good, good night. Tonight's the night. Let's live it up.
Now let's hear it. All right. That was pretty good. Now let's hear it for PFC Mario Ibarra Elementary School. Let's welcome Principal Lauren Arsen and teacher of the year, Cynthia Duran.
Come on, baby, and drop it. Scrub the floor and just mop it. Show these gangsters how you pop lock it. Don't care what you got in your pocket. I peep the way that you rockin'. Flip that thing, girl, stop it. Wanna just bang, bang, and pop it. While the club crowd are just watching. Work it out. Got a gang of cash and it's going all on the ball. Now work it out. And it's going fast cause I feel like a superstar. Now work it out. And you may not have it, you might have just broke the law. Now work it out. It's your turn to grab it, now make this whole thing yours. Now work it out.
Said our hustler's work is never through. We making it cause we making moves. The only thing we know how to do.
All right. The next elementary school I have on my list, Northbridge Elementary School. Heading today's school class, Principal Rosa Garcia and their teacher of the year, Adela Vallejo. All right, and finally, I've heard the cheers from across city lines, and I'm honored to reside on the side of town where I can finally lead the cheer. So join me when I say, East Side, Strong Side! Let's welcome WISD East High School! Principal Sue Peterson and Teacher of the Year, Jose Pequeño.
Yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling, yeah. Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling, yeah.
Yes, I can. Doubt better leave. I'm running with this plan. Pull me, grab us in the bucket, can't have me. I'll be the president one day. January 1st. Oh, you like that gossip? Like you the one thinking what gossip.com. Now I got a word for your tongue. How many Rolling Stones you want? Yeah, I got a brand new spirit speaking and it's done. Woke up on the side of the bed like I won. Talk like a winning Manchester, that sun. G5 killing you at the Taiwan.
The best part about the convocation is that even if you're a teacher, if you're not, a teacher on campus, you still have an important role in educating students in Weslaco. And so today, we are also recognizing the staff and the supporting departments that contribute to what makes the teachers do. So when I call out the department's name, please stand and be recognized. Our WISD Safety and Security Guard staff. Thank you. Staff in charge of evaluation and accountability. Our federal programs. Let's hear it for our migrant department. Support staff at the Kate Center. And let's hear it for all the staff involved in curriculum and instruction. And how about the 175 school health and nutrition staff working hard at keeping our students healthy and strong? And who is the first and the last person many of our students see every day? Let's give it up for the WISD bus drivers and transportation staff. And probably some of the hardest working people in the district, we have 118 custodial staff here today deserving in a round of applause. Did I forget anybody? Did I forget anybody? No? If not, take a stand. Anyone want to be recognized? No? Another school? Sorry, my laugh. It's an Italian laugh. I blame it on my mother. The final flag to be raised and posted can only be held by one man. He is our chief of staff, our CEO, our fearless leader, the man representing Weslaco ISD, and the final flag bearer. Let's give a big Weslaco welcome to your superintendent, Dr. Ruben Alejandro. It's not often you hear of the kind of devotion one man can give to a school district, but this man doesn't have to look very far because he is following in the footsteps of his own father. Please welcome to the stage, with over 20 years of experience as a school board trustee, let's welcome our first guest speaker, School Board President, Dr. Robert Sepulveda.
Good morning. You guys don't realize this, but when you sit up here, you can feel the energy. Really, I'm serious. You can feel it. It's impressive. You know, as a school board member, one of the things that I do is I go around teaching school board members what to do because I'm a master trustee. And one of the things that I would say is when the school board meeting's over, you're not a school board member. You're just a regular Joe Blow. So you honor us by inviting you to your functions because today we're here as regular citizens. So thank you for having us. I want to introduce my fellow board members. Oscar. Everybody knows Oscar? And of course, Mr. Fuentes, David. The rest of the board members couldn't be here because they're tied up and with their jobs, and I understand. I just got beeped to the emergency room, so I'm going to have to leave. I want to tell you a couple of things. One, observation. I walked in and I saw an iPad right here with timing to tell you how much time you have to speak, I guess. And I kid Dr. Alejandro, you know, hey, look, technology. And he goes, well, and I said, what'd they put at the end when you speak? And he says, ya, cállate. So we're going to do it. But one of the things that I do today, I always like to bring good news. Good news. Good news. The board always sets goals. And before we set goals, we set philosophies. A philosophy that was adopted many years ago, many years ago, when I first got on the board, is lo barato sale caro. For our guests, going cheap is always expensive. Okay, so I'm going to tell you right now, teachers, you're getting a $1,600 pay raise this year. Support staff, you're getting your 5% from the mid. And administration. And administration, we're giving you the 3% from the midpoint. What is important about this? Districts always ask, how do you do that? You were asked that at a recent meeting. And I always get asked, I was up in Dallas representing school board a few weeks ago, and I was asked the same way, how do you guys do it? Well, you do it by paying attention to what you do, you know, as we go. And, you know, this morning I was watching as everyone walked in here, and I gave a lecture when I was in Dallas, and I realized that, you know, it's true. The Rio Grande Valley is 91% Hispanic. It's pretty amazing. It's reflected in here. And, you know, like I told my wife is German. I said, and you guys are probably more Mexican than us, the Anglos, because you eat our food better than us, right? So I tell them, you know, that reminds me of a story. You always have to have a funny story when you speak. And I have a story. There's a story about 3 guys out on a boat, and the boat started taking on water. Well, of course, the guys on the boat have to be appropriately divided ethnically. We had an Anglo guy, an Afro-American, and a Hispanic. And the Anglo guy looked over and he saw an island about a mile away. He says, man, I grew up privileged. I had a swimming pool. I know how to swim. I competed in swimming. I'm jumping. I'm not drowning out here. He jumped in the water, beautiful form, started racing towards the island. And before you know it, some sharks came up and they ate him up. So the Afro-American guy looks at the Hispanic guy and he goes, you know, I barely know how to swim, but I'm a good athlete. I think I can make it. Maybe the sharks are full. Or maybe they just don't like Afro-Americans, right? So he says, I'm going to give it a shot because I don't want to die out here. So he jumps in the water and he starts fighting in the water, but he's moving. He's moving towards the island. And he gets further along, and the sharks just look at him. And he keeps getting closer. They look at him, and all of a sudden they just smile and take off, and they eat him up too. So the Mexican-American guy is sitting there going, hijo, I barely know how to swim. Cada en cuando me baño. You know? He says, what do I do? And he says, well, maybe they are full by now. I've got no other shot. So he starts dog paddling towards the island. Keeps going and going and going, and the sharks just look at him, and he keeps going and going. And when he's within 100 yards of the island, the sharks smile and said, let's go. They take off after him, and he starts kicking, and he starts moving, but he's barely moving, and the sharks are coming. And all of a sudden, the lead shark stops, and the rest of the sharks stop. And they go, what's the matter? And he goes, no, the last time I had one of those guys, my rear burned for a day. Anyway, I woke you up, so that's the purpose. What I do want to say is something that's real important. You know, I have a friend of mine who's really, I consider a genius. He's a physician. And when we were young and first came to Wesco, he did a social experiment. We don't like to do experiment on people, but we did it in the hallway in the hospital because he said, I'm going to prove a point to you. And he says, watch. And we were discussing about attitude. And there was a guy, a nurse that we all like and very upbeat, always happy, walking towards us. And John, my friend, walks over to him and says, hey, man, what's the matter with you? You don't look right. And you can see the guy's body language just, you know. So what I'm trying to tell you is what we say every day, what we do every day makes a difference. You know, my mother just passed, most of you know that, a few weeks ago. And one of the most beautiful things I saw in that hospital, because we had her in the ICU for 3 months, and then she came home, luckily, God blessed us, a year with her, was that the guys that you don't think are important in the care of patients, the people that clean up the room, the people that change, the people that do those things, have the greatest impact on patients because of their attitude. And your attitude in the schools can be tremendous on children. I say that because it's important, and it's important because I can remember when I transferred to Stephen F. Austin. At that time, this town was segregated, and we were some of the few first Hispanics to go to that school. And I remember they would pick on us and do stuff like that, but it was all kid stuff. But we had a janitor that would always tell us, no se agüiten, look forward, muévanse. You know, this song that you're playing today, you know, I remember when it came out, it's from my era, 1970s. And I said, that's got to be one of the most upbeat songs I've ever heard. Miss McVeigh from Fleetwood Mac did a phenomenal job with it. And to me, it symbolizes what you can do. You can do a lot for this district. Our role as board members is to provide a good working environment, and we believe in this. We are one of the best paying school districts from San Antonio South. Believe me, the data's there. You can look it up on the computers. We're proud of what we do. We want to provide you with the best facilities, et cetera. Takes a lot of work, and you know, every now and then, it isn't the board, it's the administration working together as a unit with the board. And I think that's very, very important as we move to the future. We have to do something for our children because the future is here. Guys, thank you. I got to go work, so thank you, and I'm going to turn you over to the program. And I got to finish with saying the iPad does not say ya to me. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sepulveda, devoting over 2 decades of service to the students and this community. True dedication. I think it's deserving of another round of applause as he exits. Here to introduce our next guest speaker. She is the poster child for 21st century learning. She is truly an example of the way today's students learn. We got to know her as a 6th grader, and she is now about to complete her middle school year. Please help me welcome from Mary Hogue Middle School, Kayla Saldana, excuse me.
Today, more than ever, he realizes that even though change is never easy, he must continue to move this 21st century school district forward, to continually meet the challenges of its learners. He never loses sight of the fact that the focus is to educate all of WISD's 18,000 students, to become problem solvers in a constantly evolving and interconnected universe. The vision was developed, the priorities were designated, and an action plan was set in place. However, the huge challenge for WISD remains in today's shift, from teacher-dominant classrooms to classrooms where teachers empower learners to become more and more independent innovators, the 21st century strategies. Because of this, it is crucial that today's digital natives, our students, take ownership for their own learning, and that teachers facilitate that process. Since today's learners are already utilizing 21st century tools and devices in their daily lives, our leader continues to capitalize on this existing expertise to enable students to learn efficiently and effectively in an ever-evolving technological age. He realizes that the members of today's kindergarten class will be retiring in the year 2070. As he has said many times over, none of us have an idea what the world will look like in 5 years, much less in 62 years. Yet, we're all charged today to prepare these kindergartners and all the classes before them for life in that world, or universe. Therefore, of major concern to him is the fact that students need to function in a rapidly changing environment that will require them to change jobs many times in their career to interact with workers from all over the universe. From day one, our 21st century superintendent showed and still today continues to show his acceptance of the challenges essential in this change by supporting technological advances in student learning, improving district operations, and communicating with constituents. As an effective leader at the helm of WISD, he addresses these issues by forming partnerships. He believes that whether you are an employee, student, parent, business owner, community leader, you play a vital part in contributing to the success of every student in his learning journey through WISD. All of the jobs, duties, and responsibilities, coupled with an already overcrowded agenda, add heavily to the position. However, the challenge and excitement of the transition to making WISD an even stronger school district, which effectively meets the challenges of its 18,000 21st century learners, is certainly a satisfying reward to our superintendent, Dr. Ruben Alejandro.
Well, thank you, Kayla. The only problem is she took almost all my speech, and then to help her out, it was Dr. Sepulveda. So between the two of them, I think I better just say, I guess, welcome, and then let it go at that, right? Anyway, I want to welcome you to the 2014-2015 school year. And we have a little graphic that I want to show you. This graphic was designed, and you'll notice that we have two young children on there, two of our younger students in there. They actually just completed the first grade. And I want to welcome you to the 2025, no, that's not right. I want to welcome you to the 2014-2015 school year. So why do we have 2025 there, and why do we have two children that were in the first grade this past year? You know, I do a lot of environmental scanning in my job, and I've always done that. And one of the things one of the reasons that I do that is because I need to take a look at what the future could potentially bring. The thing about the future is that we don't know what it's going to be like. But you know what? If we think it, we believe it, we can create it. And that's the way I approach things. So when I first started to hear about SpaceX and that they were considering Brownsville as one of 5 potential locations, I started taking a look at all of the media and just following up on online, because I get a lot of journals online, and I send it out to what I call a vision team. And I started taking a look at it, and it was extremely obvious to me that Brownsville was going to be the front runner for that location. So I started talking about that. And then last year I said, you know what? We need to go ahead and emphasize this future aspect of the education of our students. So we started working on this particular logo. It's the same logo that we had before, the whole child, the whole world, the whole universe. The only thing we did is we wanted to put a face to 2025. Why focus on 2025? Well, after they selected the launch pad or the launch site for SpaceX, one of the things that they were going to do is that they were going to plan a trip to Mars where they were actually going to put a colony on Mars. And the location of that launch pad was going to be where they're planning to launch this colony. Okay? Well, guess what? About a couple of weeks ago, it was announced that Brownsville got the site. Brownsville got the site. Okay? What does that mean to us? That means a lot of things. But let me tell you why we selected these students. We did not select them. I know better than that. That's one thing that I've learned real quickly. I don't go out and select something as valuable as this because, you know, I'm going to get criticized as to why these particular students were selected. So what we did is we had a contest. And the contest involved all first grade students. It was open to all first grade students, but very important, we wanted it to be a collaborative effort between the students and their parents because we wanted everyone to be thinking futuristic. So the contest, they were involved, they did a poster, and then the campuses selected the top young man, the top young lady, and then they were sent over to the district, and then we got a group of business community leaders, and they were the ones who made the final selection. And they selected this young man and this young lady, okay? The reason that we selected the first graders, not any other grade, is because these are our 25th graduates. The year of 2025, they will be graduating from high school. What kind of world are they going to be going to? We don't know. We don't know. One of the things that I love to ask people is, why wait until 2025? Why wait until 2025? Why don't we go today? Why don't we send this colony tomorrow? How about next year? I mean, why wait? I mean, it's so long. We're having to wait 11 years. Let's do it next year, and we won't have to wait an extra 10 years. The reason we don't send a colony up there now or next year, where's Steve? Steve, why did you turn this thing on? I just got started and it says 11 minutes. Joe, can you reset this? Put a 20 on there, please. Okay, see, I lost my train of thought because it's Steve's fault. But the reason that I tell them that we can't go to Mars right now is because we don't have the technologies to be able to do that. We don't. We want to send them up to Mars and guarantee their success. We want to send them up to Mars and guarantee their success. So we need to build those technologies. Who's going to build those technologies that we need? Our kids. Monday, when they all walk in, take a look at them and say, wow, you know, here are the kids that are going to go out into the world and are going to build the technologies that are going to help us to get to Mars. But you know what? Mars is only the first stepping stone. They've already identified a planet in another solar system that's exactly like Earth. So that's the next target. You know what? We're going to go universal. The whole child, we've been talking about the global society. Well, they're beyond that. Our children in our schools today, especially in the elementary, are going to be universal. The universe will be their playground. The universe will be their playground. And they're the ones who are going to give us the future that we need. We need to believe that. Because you know what? Every single one of our 18,000 students can be a success story. They're a success story that has not been published yet. So what does that mean? That means that all of you, every single person in this room, in this auditorium, can help author that success story. And I mean every single person in here. The whole purpose of having this convocation and having all of you together in one location, in one place, all the departments together, is because all of you are equally important in the success of our children. Every single one of you. 2 years ago, Kayla said, my bus driver, Philip. We asked Philip, we finally tracked him down and asked him, why? What did you do that was so special? His response was, I drove a bus. I didn't do anything special. I drove a bus, took kids to school in the morning, took them home in the afternoon. There's nothing special about that. But obviously there was. There was something special enough that it created an impact on her. DP, if you remember her presentation, the counselor that helped her from a 5th grade student, no English, to valedictorian. She laid down a foundation that helped her skyrocket and achieve that level. Think about it. Perla, gang member. No future, okay? Her doors were closed completely. Michigan State, A's and B's, on the circuit, doing presentations on immigration, and is being recruited to be on Hillary Clinton's campaign if she decides to run for president. Gang member to Hillary Clinton's campaign. She remembered social worker. She remembered the social worker. But does that mean that the rest of us didn't do anything? No, that's not what it means. I've been in the profession over 30 years, and I'm not going to tell you how much over, because I know that some of you are real good at math and are going to start calculating and say, well, he's that old? And they don't have a walker for him to walk up and down the stage? Maybe a chair so he won't fall? Yeah, I know what's going on through your mind, okay? But very important, in all my years of education, I've had maybe 10, 15 kids that have run into me out in town and said, you know, sir, when you told me that in school, that changed my life around. Or they'll tell me, you know, once I graduated and went on to life, all those things that you used to tell us in class, that made a difference and it changed my life. And the reason I want to point that out is because you impact student learning every single day. You impact student learning every single day. Dr. Sepulveda mentioned something that I've said many times, but again, the more people that tell you, the more significant it becomes. You never know what comment you make, what gesture you make that will impact students. And you don't know if it's going to impact them positively or negatively, but we want to make sure that we do say something, say things to students, or show them genuine caring. Students don't want to be pampered. They just want to be treated fairly. And they don't want you to give them things, they just want you to help them along the way. Okay? So it's not a matter of, well, you know what, I'm going to give you a curve. You get a 100-point curve so that you can pass the test. No, that's not what they want. They just want an opportunity to be able to demonstrate their abilities and their success. But those are our kids that we have, and they're the ones that are going to create the future. Now, that's the kind of impact that you have. I used to tell staff when I was a principal, I said, you know what, you work on faith. We all work on faith. The faith that what we're doing is impacting students. And you might not hear it in the first year, the 5th year, the 10th year. It might take you 15, 20 years before somebody comes back and tells you, you know what you did changed my life. But what you need to remember is that you changed every single student's lives, okay? And know that you did. Know that you did. But just like we can change their lives positively, sometimes people can change lives negatively. One of my favorite stories is there's a gentleman, he loved to draw, paint. And he would do flowers, landscapes, things like that. Went to art school and started drawing, and one of the professors went over and said, you know what, you can't be an artist. You do great on flowers and landscapes, but you can't draw people. So we highly recommend that you look for another profession or look for something else to do. And he did. He did. He became the leader of a country and I'm not going to mention the name of the individual or the name of the country, but he became the leader of a country, okay, was instrumental in World War II of killing millions and millions of people. And I don't think I need to tell you who that was. Somebody changed his life, but it wasn't in a productive way. Okay, we impact student learning. We impact student learning every single day. And you know what? Our kids, every single one of our kids in school is capable of changing the world and making this a better place. You, all of you, are the most powerful people in the world. As educators, and I'm talking about every single one of you, as educators, you are the most powerful people in the world because you are the ones that will create the future. You're the ones that are going to help us to get to Mars. And along the way, you know what? We're going to make the valley a much better place. Our kids are going to go out there. They're going to become doctors and lawyers and engineers and representatives and ambassadors. And one of them is going to become the president of the United States. I'm not going to tell you if it's a young man or a young lady, but one of them will. I know that for a fact. But that's what we're going to create here. You are going to do that. So let me ask you a question. Who are the most powerful people in the world? I don't know, I can't hear you. Who are the most powerful people in the world? Why? Why are you the most powerful people in the world? You create the future. Why are you the most powerful people in the world? You create the future through the success of the students that you have in your classroom. How do you create the future? Come on, you gotta tell me, how do you create the future? If not, I'm gonna turn this thing back on to 15 minutes. How do you create the future? What do you make successful so that we can have a good, solid future? Don't stop thinking about tomorrow, okay? Don't stop thinking about tomorrow, because tomorrow is when we have these kids that are going to be making our world a better place. And you know what? It's in our best interest to do that. Because if they make the valley, if they make the world a better place, we're going to live in that place. Once we retire and enjoy life, we're going to live in that world. I want to welcome you to 2025. And let's start with 2014, 2015 on our journey to 2025. Personally, I will not join you on the trip to Mars, okay? I'm gonna stay here, hopefully still a superintendent, okay? But you help create the kids that we're gonna need to send over there. And you know what? They're gonna need everything. When they get to Mars, they're not gonna have Walmart or CVS to go pick up medicine. They're gonna need scientists, biologists, okay, to be able to grow plants that they can use for medicinal purpose. Everybody's going to have a stake in this future. You know what? I don't like this. It's flashing, you know, and it's countdown. 34, 33, 32. I think they want me to quit. Welcome to the 2014-2015 school year.
This phrase. East side. What? I couldn't hear you. East side. East side. All right. Okay, this next part of the convocation, it's really new and it's really exciting. This is going to involve some of the audience to participate. And for those of you who don't want to participate, I'm going to find you and I'm going to drag you up here so I can see. So for this next part, what we're going to do is we're going to have volunteers. So what's going to happen, it's a game show, and what's going to happen is there are going to be 6 beach balls, and they're going to be bouncing around. I want you to toss them up in the air as the music continues to play, and as soon as it stops, whoever has that beach ball, I'm going to watch, you are going to be a contestant, but don't worry, there's a lot of awesome prizes. It should be a lot of fun. I hear everyone talking like, oh my gosh, okay, if I get the ball, you're gonna hold it, okay? No, this is gonna be a lot of fun. So, here to introduce the next portion of today's show, he's a freshman at Weslaco High School. He's on the freshman football team and drama club. He's hoping to join the student council this year, and after college, he hopes to become a comic book artist. He's the son of Marisa Garcia. Let's put our hands together for the game show host of Tech Trivia, Rico Martinez.
Rico Martinez. I just passed on to the 9th grade at Weslaco High School. Sorry. And I'm today's host for a new segment to this year's convocation called Tech Trivia. Now, the beach balls have already been released. Do you guys have fun with that? I liked it. It was cool. Yeah. Alrighty. Now, here are the rules. We're gonna form 3 teams of 2 individuals, as we've already done. That's, my math skills tell me we have 5. Woo, yeah. Now, they're already up on stage. You'll be asked either a tech trivia question, or you'll be asked to solve or interpret one of the thousands of today's texting acronyms. So, it's okay, hold on. Woo. All right. No, don't be worried, it's okay. Now, here's an example of how it will work. I will read the letters of an acronym, and the first person to hit their buzzer will have the chance to tell the audience what the acronym stands for. For example, I will read what the letters LOL mean. Man, that is, woo, okay. And
it's a light switch.
The answer is laugh out loud. Now, today's acronyms are really just yesterday's shorthand. And so we haven't gone that far away from the note-taking skills that many of you used in high school and college. Now, we've already made the team selections from our studio audience, and woo, all right. Yeah, I like that. All right. Now, but first, let me introduce my game show co-host, Mr. Trevino.
Thank you, Rico.
Woo.
Congratulations, you are the first set of contestants for this first round of Tech Trivia.
Woo.
The team with the highest points at the end of the round will win, listen to this, a Western palm leaf straw hat by Atwood, provided to us by Marty Masso of Boots and Jeans of Weslaco, a $60 value, or an in-studio family photo session worth $150 from Nava Studios, also here from Weslaco. Back to you, Rico.
Thank you, Mr. Trevino. Woo, yeah. Now, let's take a moment to meet our contestants. Tell us your names and which campuses or departments you represent. Starting off on Team Blue.
I work at West... It's on, right?
Yeah, it's here.
I work at West KWES. My name is Tomas Padilla.
Sabrina Cuellar, Middle School, facilitator.
Elvira Ledesma Aguayo, Weslaco East High School.
Paula Martinez, Mary Lord, number 9.
Joe Ramos, Weslaco East. Go East Side.
Chrisette Mojica, home of the Rico Rockets.
Alrighty. Let's give our contestants a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, contestants, we'll divide the segment into 5 questions. 3 will be acronyms and 2 will be tech trivia questions. Now, if you get the answer right, give yourselves 10 points from the flip down binders on your podiums. Now, if you don't get it right, the next team to buzz in will have their chance, and so on and so forth. Alrighty. Do you guys want to hear the first acronym? Yes. Do you guys want to hear the first acronym? Yes. I can't hear you. Yes. Still nothing. That was lame. Okay. We'll try next time. Okay. The first acronym is ILMJ. Team Blue.
I love my jeans.
That is incorrect. 5 seconds. Team Green.
I love marrying her Jaguars.
Team Red.
I love my job.
That is correct. 10 points to Team Red. I love my job. Woo. Now, the correct answer was, I love my job. And I'm sure all of you do just as much as I love school. Yeah.
I love my job too.
The next is a trivia question, and I'm looking for the technical meaning to the term. Now, who can tell me what the term huge pipes means?
Rico, did you say huge pipes?
I said huge pipes, and I'm not sure why some of you are laughing. I'm only 14. Okay. 5 seconds. Team Blue?
A loud voice. Loud voice?
No, ma'am. This is tech trivia. Team Red?
No more help.
It means a big, like, internet line?
That is correct. 10 points to Team Red. Now, that's slang for having a high bandwidth internet connection. The larger the pipes, the more bandwidth of information to come and go freely from your computers to the World Wide Web. Now, you guys are... Alrighty, the next question is again an acronym. Who can tell me what the letters CMB mean? CMB. Now, the contestants can't get help from our studio audience. Team Red?
Call me back.
That is correct. Team Red with the blowout, 30 points to Team Red. Now, I'll give you guys a chance to catch up. Now, be ready.
Give me your number.
Oh, okay. Woo.
IDK.
Nasty. Okay. Turn off the buzzer.
I don't know my number anymore.
That's my wife.
Awkward? Okay. Whoa. Alrighty. Now, I'll try to get Team Green and Team Blue to catch up. For a 10-point bonus, get ready. For a 10-point bonus, who can tell me what the letters G1 mean? The contestants can't get help from our studio audience. Team Blue.
Good one?
That is correct. Team Blue has good one for 10 points. That's 20. You're a cheater. I mean, what's up with that? There you go.
Good one, Rico.
Woo.
Good one.
All right. Mr. Trevino, after 3 questions.
After 3 questions, Team Red leads with 30 points, followed by Team Blue with 10 points. And I don't think the green light is working.
Yeah. Is it good? Are you good? Hold on.
Don't we get points?
When you turn this on and you get it right, then yeah. I'm just kidding. Alrighty, our 4th question is from our list of tech trivia questions. Who can tell me the meaning of the word ransomware?
Did you say ransomware?
I said ransomware. Now remember, this is a technical meaning. Now, do we have anyone? Team Green.
Isn't that something that takes over your computer when you don't want it to? They come in.
That is correct. Team Green has 10 points. Yeah. Now, the definition is on the wall. It's an attempt to extort money by holding its data to a ransom. That is correct. Now, in recent news, our technology department recently discovered a ransomware this past school year. Can we have a round of applause for our technology department? Woo, yeah, right there. What's up? Okay. Alrighty. We have one more question to the end of the round, and an opportunity for Team Red to have a commanding lead, or for Team Green to fall further behind. Now, the last acronym
Rico, before we go forward, I believe that's supposed to be 10 points.
Where do you go to school,
On Team
son?
Green, right there. They're cheating.
Otra vez. No, they had 10
Penalty.
points. They had just 1 10.
No fue penal.
Yes. Alrighty. The last acronym for the round is BTW. Team Red.
By
Team
the
Red.
way.
I saw that. What was it?
By the way.
That is correct. 10 points to Team Red. I saw it. Alrighty. Any tiebreakers?
No tiebreakers.
Alrighty, that's fine. Alrighty, that's the end of the first round. Team Red is our clear winner. Now, we'd like to thank you all for participating. Now, Teams Green and Blue, we have nothing for you. Okay.
We'd like to thank our sponsors for this first round's prizes. Let's give Marty Masso from Boots and Jeans and Joel Nava from J Nava Studio a round of applause for this generous contribution.
Now, we'll be back for round 2 of Tech Trivia in just a few minutes. Like that? I'm Rico Martinez.
Wasn't that hilarious? I thought it was. Well, we'll have plenty more time to play more rounds if time permits. So hopefully you will catch the beach ball and keep it. She calls herself an active learner and has created an alter ego or even a digital avatar of herself. Her message is really an eye-opener and a visual illustration of how your students learn today. She's a 7th grader just across the hallway here at Central Middle School, and she is the daughter of Erica Pena, the star teacher also at Central. Please help me welcome Zoe Daniel Pena.
Wake up and smile. It's been a while. It's been like a whole day since I stopped, so you could hold me. This child awaits, strong in the faith. Lord, you are the refuge, and I can't wait to get to, 'cause I can't let a day go, can't let a day go by without thanking you for the joy that you bring in my life. And ooh, there's something about the way your sun shines on my face. It's a love so true, I can never get enough of you. This feeling can't be wrong, 'cause I'm about to get my worship on. Take me away, it's a beautiful day. Hi everyone, my name is Zoe Daniel Pena, and I am honored to be one of the 3 student keynote speakers today. So far, every message we've heard today has centered around 21st century learning and the conference theme. Don't stop thinking about tomorrow. The song that I open with is my favorite song. It speaks of today, and my favorite words in the song say, I can't let a day go by without thanking you for the joy you bring to my life. The song is talking about my faith, but the people that I see every day, besides my mom and family, are my teachers. And I thank God for the joy each of you bring to life every single day. I'm going into the 7th grade at Central Middle School, and the one thing that I learned about myself, among other things, is that I'm a visual learner. I like to see what is being taught and watch it develop in front of me. So, I put together a visual illustration that will hopefully let you see and hear what's important to me and to many kids like me. And so I'll start with an important question. Do you recognize me? Very soon, I will be your student, but I will not always sit in a classroom. I will not always take out a pencil or open a textbook. You grew up with books. I read from a laptop, an iPad, a smartphone. I use a keyboard more than a pen. I'm a digital native, an active learner. Why carry just a textbook when my iPad connects me to the world? I want to learn new things all the time and right away. Maybe the price for cool games or where to hike the Himalayas. To learn, I look online because the classroom isn't enough for me. Not when I could see faces, hear voices, and chat with people on the other side of the world. I want to learn about Chinese history from someone in Beijing. My school has to keep up with me, not the other way around. I have more and more choices. When you were my age, no one had heard of a charter school. No one could imagine a virtual school. But it's projected that by 2019, half of all high school courses will be taken online. I use mobile devices to connect with my friends, classmates, and teachers, and when I'm more connected, I'm more interested. I don't buy music at a store or movies or books. I get them instantly online. And when they excite me, I share with friends. That's how I want my education to be. I need a degree even more than my parents. I know it, and so do my friends, but will I be prepared? Public schools are under huge budget pressures, and traditional colleges are increasingly unaffordable. I don't want crushing debt. So, if I can Google the best price for cool shoes, rest assured that I'll find the best choice for education, like two-year institutions and online courses, where students like me have grown 6 million strong. And when I'm older, I want to keep learning. Do you recognize me? Very soon I will be changing the world, but I need you. If you're ready to change the world, I'll find you. But it's your challenge to keep up with me. I'm a digital native, an active learner. Listen to me, help me. Together, we can create the future. I represent over 18,000 students in our school. And we want to be recognized for who we are. So, as you teachers prepare to greet us all in a couple of days, think about my message. I am an active learner. What does that mean? Let me try to explain from my point of view. I think active learning is really the opposite to what might have been the standard mode of instruction of learning, and where the teacher does most of the talking and we students do most of the passive listening. So here's me being a visual learner again. Think of a difference between a jar that's filled and a lamp that's lit. This is all metaphorically speaking, okay? So if my brain represents an empty jar and that all of you could teach me fills my empty brain, then this is one example of the traditional educational paradigm. Sorry. Now imagine a part of your teaching includes my participation to where you teachers have us involved, where we students can have the opportunity to clarify, question, apply, and consolidate new knowledge. In this case, you teachers create opportunities for us students to engage, where you serve as a guide to help us understand and apply the information. Now, I'm no longer the empty jar with an empty brain. I'm the lamp of a student learning that you can light. That took a lot of thinking on my part, and I think it deserves a round of applause. So, I'm only 12 years old, but just like I have my favorite pop stars, movies, and games, I also think I have my favorite ways to learn. I'd like to share 3 of them, maybe 4. Talking and listening. When we kids talk a lot, right? A subject in class, whether we are answering a teacher's question or explaining a point to another student. We organize what we have learned in our brains well enough to repeat it. And when we listen, it's like a lot of you men that have selective hearing with your wives or significant others. We too want to make sure that's meaningful listening so that we can relate what we are hearing to what we already know. When you teachers lecture, we need time away from the passive listening so that we can absorb the first 10 minutes of your lecture. So, talking and listening are my favorite ways to learn. My second is both writing and reading. Like talking and active listening, writing helps me to find the right words, my own words to repeat it. The same goes for reading. But reflecting is my #fave way of learning. I'm a little worried about getting into high school because I hear that teachers there lecture till the end of the period. Is that true? I can just imagine students gathering up their notes and books and rushing off to the next class. And I can almost, metaphorically speaking, sorry, I just have to do this because I would say metamorphically, so it just helps me say metaphorically. So it gets confused. See all the knowledge they gain evaporating from their empty brains. They had no time to reflect, to connect to what they've learned, or to apply the knowledge they just gained. I think that allowing students to pause and reflect, to use the new things that you taught us to help teach each other, or to answer questions on the day's topics is one of the simplest ways to learn. I want to close by saying this. My mom says I'm not going to be a teenager. She calls me a screenager. Because of what we do as kids involves some sort of screen and mobile device. I could see some of the most common differences between adults and us kids here in our schools, and I see them at home first. My mom has strong opinions against Facebook and social media. And when she takes my smartphone or iPad away as punishment, I feel disconnected and lost. And so, I read on my phone too. So I can understand why our teachers have such a hard time bridging the digital divide. And just like my mom gives in and tries to accommodate my growing and developing needs, I have hopes that teachers too can realize what it means for us to be digital natives and active learners, and to work hard towards accommodating our learning and educational needs. It has been a real big deal for me to speak to you today on KWES TV and for the audience watching and on World Wide Web, okay? It is even more amazing that my dad in San Antonio is also watching me here today. Hi, Dad! I want all of you to know that I am a proud product of each of you, all of you. You affect my life in more ways than you know. I've seen other schools in the valley, and I think we have the greenest grass and nicest looking schools here. I see our yard guy Victor out every day in the hot sun, and as well as our custodians. I can't imagine how only 6 custodians and 1 yard guy can keep up with over 1,000 students at our school, but they do. And I am so grateful that they do all that work for me. I don't think our yard crews and maintenance staff gets enough credit. So since I'm on the stage and I'm holding the mic, I like to ask the yard crews and maintenance men, stand up and allow us to applaud you. Thank you for all you do for me and for all of us here in WISD. And to everyone else, let's have a great year. Let's make it better than all the other years. And I hope that all of you can be proud of how you shape the lives of many people here in WISD. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
After hearing Zoe... She's adorable, isn't she? After hearing Zoe's message, I am really impressed with today's youth, and I am so excited for what you as teachers get to be involved with. Understanding what an active learner is so much clearer now. Thank you so much, Zoe. Let's give her another round of applause. Our next speaker, our next person at the podium is also a familiar face. She was also one of last year's keynote speakers and reminded us how engaged students need to be in the classroom. She's now a 7th grader at Central Middle School. She's a cheerleader and one of the school's top academic learners in the classroom. She's the daughter of Chris and Vicky Papacek, and she's here to introduce our feature keynote speaker for the 2014 Convocation. Please welcome Alex Papacek.
Our keynote speaker is a former NFL player. His story is amazing. He began as a special education student and ended up as a National Merit Scholar. Who made it possible for him to make the transition and become who he is today? He fully credits his teachers, counselors, and coaches for the invaluable acts of care, love, and concern. A superb speaker is how he is characterized as he addresses students and school staff all over the nation. He thoroughly enjoys interacting with students, but is thoroughly ignited when speaking to staff. Mr. Keith Davis is a former college and professional football player that has been seen on ESPN, ABC, USA Today, and Sports Illustrated. He is also an entrepreneur as well as a motivational speaker who has spoken in 5,000 schools and corporations in over 51 countries, including Australia, India, England, Russia, Brazil, China, Japan, Egypt, Zimbabwe, I don't know, and South Africa. He graduated from the University of Southern California with his team's highest grade point average and a degree in business finance. While playing at USC, Keith was the team's leading tackler and an all-conference player. He was also selected to the All-American Strength Team and played in one of college football's biggest and most exciting games, the Rose Bowl. He has won 2 championship rings. After college, Keith signed his professional football contract with the New York Giants. Keith was one of the strongest players on the team during the preseason. He stands 6 feet 1 inches tall, weighs 290 pounds, and bench presses over 515 pounds, and leg presses 1,800 pounds. Please help me give a warm WISD welcome to our keynote speaker, Mr. Keith Davis.
That was awesome. Thank you.
It is truly a pleasure to be here with you. Can we turn the lights up so I can see some of the most fired up teachers in the state of Texas that are right here today? Let's keep them up. I am so excited to be here with you in Weslaco ISD, and I'm excited to be here in the Valley, a place that is truly a place of vision, as your superintendent talked about. It's a place where things are really happening. One of the reasons I love being here, and it also answers a question that I get asked quite a bit. Many students, as I'm speaking in schools, they say, wow, you know, those guys are big and strong. I have about 15 other NFL players that speak with my organization, Winners Incorporated, and they say, have you guys ever tried steroids? And none of us have tried any steroids, been drug tested, blood tested, all those things. So we look at them and say, no, we've never tried any steroids, just cornbread, fried chicken, collard greens, and black-eyed peas. But I'm here in the Valley, and so in the Valley it's more like frijoles, huevos, leche, fajitas, all that good stuff. I had a mom that can cook, and I can look out there and I can tell some of y'all can cook, all right? I don't care what the shark said, I'm gonna eat that food, all right? Secondly, before we get started, and we're gonna have a phenomenal time today, because my goal is to inspire you that you might inspire this next generation. I've found that the great coaches that I've played for, I've won some great championship rings. I found that inspired people inspire people. And so this is why we're having this convocation, so that you can come into that class or whatever your job is and be inspired. So what I want to do, first of all, let's talk a little bit, because your superintendent is a man of vision, and we're going to talk about vision and inspiration today. But before we talk about that, I need some inspiration. So what I want to do today, I know you guys have been loud and you've been fired up, but let's do this real quick. I want you to just take with me on a little journey, and I want you to envision this, that it's all the way at the end of the football season, and the Super Bowl is going, and the game is down to the last 5 seconds, and it's tied up, and all of a sudden there's a pass that goes down the sidelines. It's right on the edge of the end zone. The guy catches it, and he happens to be named Dez Bryant, and the Cowboys have just won the Super Bowl this year. Let me hear how loud you can get if the Cowboys won the Super Bowl this year. Wow. You know why? Because of that cheer, I just found out that I was in the right place today. I am in the place where people believe the impossible, because that's impossible. I'm in the right place today. You guys believe the impossible. I believe it. I believe it. Inspired. Where's my man who opened in prayer today? Let's have a prayer for those Cowboys. Father, in Jesus' name, do a miracle, Lord. A miracle. That brings me to another point. I'm glad to be in a place where you're not ashamed to pray. I'm glad to be in a place where you do believe the impossible. It's possible for every young person to learn. It's possible for every young person to achieve and to succeed. I'm going to take you on a quick journey for a second. We were actually playing a game. It was one of the biggest games of the year. ESPN had predicted we're going to get blown out because it's the end of the season. The team we're playing is the most dominating team in America. They haven't been beaten yet. We're having an up and down year. All of a sudden, we're clicking our helmets up, click, 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 gloves on. We're buffed out, and we walk down the tunnel. We get to the edge of this tunnel, and I promise you, the stadium is so loud. There's 90,000 people in the stands. It feels like the stadium is vibrating. The ESPN cameras on our face and every network you could imagine. The adrenaline is pumping. We run out on the field. The team we're playing, they're big, they're fast, they're strong. First series of the game, they come up, red 28, blue 44, hard. And they had a high-powered offense, and I'm going to date myself a little bit. I have a lot of younger players who speak with me, but we happen to be playing a team who had one of the most prolific quarterbacks in NFL history. You guys all know him, and many of you love him. He won 3 Super Bowls. His name was Troy Aikman. He was quarterbacking. Boo. It was actually a college game, USC, UCLA. Let me explain. He snaps the ball, they drop back, and he just begins to fire away on us. Shoo, shoo, shoo. And they, with precision, begin to go up and down the field, and we could not stop them. They begin to dominate us, and they begin to blow us out. By the end of the half, they were dominating us, and we had 0. And I meet so many students who come to school and feel like a 0. And then not only that, as we ran off the field at halftime, the crowd began to go, boo. And it would not have been as bad if they booed us and it was in the opposing team's stadium, but we were in our home stadium. And many have come in your classrooms and been booed in their own homes. But we got in, our coach looked at us and he says, guys, I do not care what the crowd is saying. I don't care what the score is. I know one thing. I know you got it in you and we can beat this team. We just got to get a new plan. Everybody say new plan. Everybody say second half. So your superintendent has talked about a new plan, 21st century learning. But in order for the team to win, everybody has to get on the same page. So all of a sudden, our coaches begin to change everything, and change is uncomfortable. We worked 7 days on this one game plan, and now in the middle of the game with 10 minutes left, we're going to change it at halftime? Because, see, change is not change until it's change. But it brings victory and success and enthusiasm. And so long story short, we came out the second half and we began to come back against all the odds. We began to come back and we came all the way back in the game. And with 3 minutes left or so, we were 3 points down and we needed a miracle. But it's okay because miracles do happen. And that's why we're in education today, because you believe in miracles. Nelson Mandela said, the greatest weapon to change the world is something called education. And long story short, we just needed one more play. QB throws a bomb down the edge of the sidelines, on the edge of the corner of the end zone. Against all the odds, the guy's all over him. One of my good friends, Eric, he catches the bomb. He ended up going to Green Bay Packers. Eric catches it, but he doesn't catch it with just a normal receiver using 1 or 2 hands to catch it, but he has to reach with everything he has, and he can't really catch it, but he tips it as he's running so fast he's going to run out the back of the end zone. And as he tips it, he gets the other hand on it. And when he gets the other hand, he was able to pull it in, and it was still bobbling, and he got hit and flipped, and the crowd erupted because they didn't know, did he catch it, did he not catch it, is he inbounds, is he out? But the man with all the say-so just raised both hands and said, touchdown. And the crowd went crazy. And I told you the story because we didn't win the game the first half. We won the game come on with some energy. We won the game and we didn't win it when we had that first half losing plan. We only won it when we changed everything and we got a new plan. Everybody say new plan? New plan. Second half. So there's a new plan because there are some new things happening in the valley. I was actually reading up last night on that project, and they're going to spend $85 million of infrastructure here in the valley. There's going to be new jobs, new opportunities, and there's going to be new education, new educational training in this valley. New plan. Can I explain this to you real quick? I shared this story to relate to you because when you show up driving your bus, in the cafeteria, in your classroom, there will be students who will show up, and they have had, some of them have had a bad first half. I was sitting here today and watching some phenomenal students, and I don't know all of their stories, but some of you do. And you know, there are students today who show up at your school, their mothers, their fathers, their issues, their boyfriend and girlfriend issues, and things have happened that are horrendous, and yet they're still showing up. And I tell students that no matter what's happened in your first half, I believe God let me be here today to let you know so that you can let every student know that no matter what happened in your first half, there's a coach in heaven. He wants you to know that everybody can have a great second half. Everybody say second half. The impossible is possible. I'm a man standing here today, and it's great to wear a jersey and those things. It's great to wear a suit, but I'm here to stay with you. I'm not speaking from a book, and though I read lots of books. I'm not speaking from my world travels, though I've got a chance to go, as she mentioned, to over 51 countries. The country she was mentioning was called Zimbabwe. The funny thing about it, when I was there was great change in the government. Their monetary system, they had over a 2,000% inflation. I would share things with people in some places that I've been that blow people's mind. When you begin to expand your world and expand your thinking, and students can do it with an iPad now, it begins to expand. how you see things. But let me go back to the first half and the second half. My first half was very bad. My father never watched me play one game because my father got involved with drugs. My father committed suicide when I was 4 years old. After he got involved with drugs and maybe even sold drugs a little bit, when he committed suicide, my mother became so depressed. She was living in one of the roughest, worst cities in America, South Central LA. My mother began to drink and drink, trying to alleviate her pain. My mother became an alcoholic. Not only became an alcoholic, but she began to use drugs as well, trying to alleviate the pain. Not only did that happen, but then she moved in and she had one boyfriend and another boyfriend, from one abusive relationship to another abusive relationship. And I remember her boyfriend, he was so big and so mean, and he'd hit my mom and hit me. And I came to elementary school one time. I remember I couldn't hear for 2 weeks. He had hit me so hard in the side of my head. Why am I sharing this with you today? I didn't go to one school or two schools or three schools. I wish I could have went to a nice district like this with great leaders like you have, but I actually went to 12 different schools by the 8th grade. By the 10th grade, I was in my 19th different school. And I would have given up had it not been for one man who instilled this one word in me called vision. Everybody say vision. Everybody say game plan. Second half. Mr. Hutchinson would sit us down. He would bring all the 6th grade boys and he would say, it's possible. He would pull out his degree and show us a degree. Many of us had never seen a college degree. He would feed us lunch, and we liked that. But he instilled inspiration because inspired people inspire people. And long story short, I was the first one in my family. Though I was a remedial student, I was in the bottom of the class. I struggled reading. I went from remedial reading to graduating from the University of Southern Cal with the highest overall grade point average on my team, Dean's List, academic All-American nominee, academic all Pac-12. Why am I sharing this? Because as I stood graduating, my mother was in that crowd and she wasn't on drugs or alcohol anymore. She is living a great second half. She had tears in her eyes. And as I walked across that stage and as I made a speech, my mother was so proud. And she was proud not because of a football game. She was proud because I was graduating and she was making noise that only my mom could make. And it's nothing like making mom proud. Let's give moms and grandmas a big hand clap. Everyone say second half. Everyone say it's possible. It's possible because you have the opportunity to share a new game plan. Now, I mentioned a word and I want to go back to it because it's a word that impressed me so much when I had a conference call with your superintendent, and it's a word that changed my life. It's the word called vision. That 6th grade teacher, Mr. Hutchinson, he shared vision with us. You have a job today. No matter where you are in this district, what department you're in, you may not be a teacher, but you have a support role. You have a job to instill vision and to get in tune with the vision. Our team, in order to win championships, we got in tune with the vision. The word vision is a very powerful word. It comes from the Greek word optica. Optica. The Greek word optica is obviously where we get the English word optometrist, which is obviously if we go to an eye doctor, he is an optometrist. Vision, optica. It simply means this: something far away. It's not here yet, but I can see it. And it's coming into view. It's not here yet, but I can see it. No one else around me can see it, but I can, and it's coming into view. A great quote by the great Helen Keller. They asked her, what's worse than being blind? And she said, the only thing worse than being blind is having sight, but no vision. Do you know why? Sight can only see things as they are, but vision can see what could be. Sight is a function of your eyes, but vision is a function of your heart. It is that one thing that you keep seeing and it doesn't go away. It just keeps coming. You see it when your eyes are closed. You're laying there. Why am I sharing this today with you? Because in order to educate, you have to have vision. You have to see what that young person could be. Your superintendent sees what this area in the valley could be. You see, though your marriage may be struggling now, you're not giving up because you see what it could be. That grandchild or that son or the daughter, they're on the wrong track right now, but they're not going to stay on the wrong track because mom, dad, grandma, you see what they could be. A person with vision is a dangerous person, but a person who believes their vision is more dangerous. You're here today because many of you got a glimpse and you believe the glimpse. Can I say this? Your greatest gift is not sight. Your greatest gift is vision. God gave you eyes, but he doesn't want you to live by sight. Never trust your eyes over your vision. And today we have to expand our vision. We have to see what could be. I want to challenge you today. See what your child, see what your relationship, see what that classroom could be. They wonder, why are you working so hard? Why do you keep pushing and encouraging that young child? He's a nobody. Give up on him. But you see what they could be. Vision, eyes that look are common, but a heart that sees is rare. People with vision have changed the world. There was a lady, she was a Catholic lady. She loved God and she loved people. No matter what happened to bureaucracy, anything like that, you all know her, a Nobel Prize winner. And though she was a person who was very small in stature, big in heart and big in vision, she went to a country where she said, I'm going to help people. Her name was Mother Teresa because she had vision. There was a man named, and I'm from California, Cesar Chavez. He said, you cannot uneducate a person who has learned to read, and you cannot humiliate a person who knows how to feel pride. He said, the future is ours. And it's ours now. He talked a little bit about vision. The battle is not with lettuce and grapes. He says the battle is always people. Vision. I was in South Africa. I saw the prison Mandela was in. He was in there 27 years. And they said, all you have to do is give up your vision for this country to be changed and you can get out. He said, I will not. I will pay the price because my vision is worth this pain. And you are here today. You maybe could have done another career. You could have been a different place, but I'm here and you're here to impart to this next generation. You're not only just going to impart math, English, and science, but you're going to impart your gift, inspiration. And guess what? You'll get tired doing that. The great Martin Luther King said, I've been to the mountaintop. My eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. He said, I've seen it. But you know what? We don't ever go back to the beginning where it says he was so tired. Actually, when you read one account, I met his daughter. He said at age 28, he collapsed because of utter exhaustion. Can I say this? The season is starting. It's game time. The NFL games are on, but forget about the NFL season. What's happening is your season is happening now. And guess what? You're going to be tired. Can I make an announcement? The world is run by tired people. Everyone say vision. Everyone say second half. I've learned about being tired. I learned from my mother. One day I was 10 years old and I ran to her and I said, Mom, please let me play football. The only problem was I was a real short, fat, chubby little kid. I didn't look like this. I had a big old belly. I'd wiggle and jiggle all over the school. You know my favorite time of the day at school was lunchtime. I knew all the cafeteria ladies by first name. Can I get 2 scoops? The funniest part about me was not my belly, it was my hair. Obviously, I'm an African-American guy. I had one of those big old afros. The first time I ever put a football helmet on, I had big old puffs coming out my ear holes and out the back. And my mom took me down to the park when I begged her to ask to play football. She had a lot of struggles. We didn't have any money, right? She signs me up. My first coach walks out. His name was Coach Rudy. Coach Rudy was big, he was mean, he was ugly. He walks up. Boo, boo. And he looks at all the kids and he says, now you gotta, I'm just gonna be real with you guys, you gotta picture this. You have some big guys and then you have those big, mean, dark African-American coaches, all right? He was so dark, he's one of those guys, you get out the car, the oil light come on. You know what I mean? He was just mean. He would just stare you down. And he says, give me some laps. And all the kids take off running. And I'm so chubby, I can't keep up. I'm way in the back. I can't do the sit-ups. I can't do the push-ups. My arms are locked all the way out. My belly's still touching the ground. I am so tired. You're tired. How can I inspire? I'm tired. I have this meeting and that meeting in this class and these kids and then I'm a wife or I'm a husband. I have my own kids. And I'm tired. But I can see it coming into view. I have to get them ready because 2025 is going to be a different place and there's going to be some opportunities if I impart to them. They may have had a bad first half, but I can change it. I can give them a new game plan for a second half. And though I'm tired, I want to give up. So that day I was tired. I couldn't do the sit-ups. I couldn't do the push-ups. So I go home that night and I was so tired. It was only this first day of practice. And I looked at my mom and I said, Mama, I don't want to play football no more. He too mean. Everybody laughing at me. I was all chubby. I couldn't sit upright. I was waiting for her to put her arm around me and say, that's okay, baby. Like she always did. You can quit. Let me give you a little hug. But for some reason that day, my mother didn't. My mother stopped. She looked me in the eyes for about 30 seconds. And my mother, she's recently passed away. And she lived a wonderful second half. But she said something in that moment to change my life. She stopped for about 30 seconds. And she looked me in the eyes. And she said, boy, them people got my $50. You better get your little rear end out on that football field. My mama taught me the greatest lesson I ever learned. Winners never quit. I can't hear you. Winners never quit. And today, though you may be tired, you can't quit because you have a gift. You're not here today because you have a job. You're here today to go to work. I can tell when I go to do school districts and people are just there because they got a job. Then I can tell when people come to work. Do you know there's a difference? Let me explain just real quick. A job is when you come and you do what you were paid to do. Work is when you come and you're doing what you feel like you were born to do. A job, they pay you for your training and your skill. But when you come to work, they paying you for your gift. See, today, you may have the training to drive a bus, but you got a gift to impart and inspire the young people. I may be a math teacher, science teacher, and that's my training, but I got a gift to give hope, to give encouragement, to give inspiration. See, you can never retire from your work. You can retire from a job but not your work, because even if you're not working in this district and you're not working anymore, you could be 85 years old, but you're still releasing your work. You're releasing that thing that's in you that you got to give to this world before you leave, and it's coming out of you like rivers. You're releasing your gift, your work, not a job. They can fire you from a job. They can never fire you from your work. So what we have to do is we have to locate ourselves in order to win. And in order for us to help this next generation win, we have to locate where we are. Our team looked and we were in the first half. We were horrible. But we made some changes and it brought about a great victory and excitement and exhilaration. And it brought about a championship. Can I explain this to you real quick? Let's locate yourselves. I'm going to give you a quick test to help you locate yourself today, where you are with your job here or your work here in Weslaco ISD. You'll be able to locate yourself in your job, in your family, in your marriage, and spiritually. One of my great mentors, Dr. Edwin Lewis Cole, he's written about 30 books, been in about 180 nations. He's passed away about 10 years ago, but he said something to me, the most powerful statement I've ever heard in my life. It changed my life. And it's simply this. I'll give you the quote. He simply said, winners are very different than losers. And as he stood there in front of our team, and we got some huge men who are big and fast and strong and champions, he said, gentlemen, can I say this to you again? Winners are very different than losers. It has nothing to do with your athletic ability. He said, winners are different than losers because winners always look at what they're going to, and losers look at what they're going through. And today you may be going through some things, but let's locate ourselves. There's 5 phases in which we can locate ourselves. First phase is the phase called revelation. The revelation phase is the phase in which you entered when you first became a teacher. You saw what could be. You saw the possibilities. Or even if I'm not a teacher, but what my position, I got a good job, it has benefits. You see what could be. That person you're dating, you saw them, you liked them. Wow, you see the possibilities. You see it. You have a revelation phase. Wow. Now that I see it and I have the revelation of what could be, nobody else sees it, but I see it. I want to be a teacher. I want to help young people. I want to help this generation. Then I enter the next phase. Let's locate ourselves. It's the phase called inspiration. The inspiration phase is a phase where all the creativity comes, the energy. I'm inspired to go down and I am going to sign up for the junior college and then transfer to the university. I'm inspired. I like this lady. I am going to ask her for a date. I'm inspired to do. I'm so inspired that it's brought something in me I never had called creativity. I'm going to write her a poem. The lady said, he is so fine. I'm going to cook him a meal. Oh, I see what could be with him. The inspiration stage is energy, creativity, ingenuity. There's life in it. And then you have the next phase. Phase number 3 is called the formalization phase. The district has offered you a contract and you are officially formalized. You are officially a teacher now. The relationship is formal now. The wedding date is set. You have been married. You are a formal family now. It's done. The business plan is written. There's no more thinking about it. It's done. Formalization. Now we have to watch this next phase. It's called institutionalization. Dangerous phase. You ever seen somebody who's been institutionalized? I know you deal with them. They're here. They're hiding. Just keep looking at me. Nobody got to know it's you. Just keep looking at me. All right, it's all right, good. Institutionalization. It's that person. We never did it like that before. Why they gotta change things? You resist change, you resist creative ideas, you're stagnant, stuck on a routine. An institutionalized person is like a person who shows up like an empty FedEx box. Just, they're there every day, but they're not there. Where's all the drive? Where's the passion? That's what we need on our team, right? To win. Where is it at? It was there, but you got institutionalized. You've been here 10, 15, 20 years. Institutionalized. Your relationship now, you're in it, but it's just basically emails and updates. You pay the bills, I take out the trash. I fly a lot all over the world. I've actually flown about 5 million miles so far. And I was on an airplane. I remember a couple was sitting in front of me, and I looked at this couple, and it was so funny because you could tell they were in the inspiration stage. Because they sat down in their seat, and the girl sat next to him, and she cuddled all up next to him. And he put his arm around her, and he was just rubbing her and rubbing her hair. And she was like, oh, that's my man. And then she took a little nap, and it was just all this passion. You could feel it. I'm behind him, but I could feel it. And then I've been on a plane, and I've seen institutionalized couples. He in first class, and she back in coach. And I'm here today because institutionalization always leads to the worst death stage. It's called crystallization. Crystallized, cold, hard, rigid. He always bring these people. It's 4:30, I'm gone, give me my check. Can't nobody help these kids. Can I say this to you today? If you're in that phase and you only know it, and even your relationships, I just was throwing that in, it's free, okay? Because my wife, she fine. My wife's a world-class sprinter. My wife ran on one of the fastest women's track teams in the world. My wife is, she fast and she fine. I saw on a track, I was watching one day the track meet, and I'd never seen a girl run so fast in my life, but no matter how fast she was running, and her team, to me, she was so big, it just looked like she was running in slow motion, like. And I'm gonna be real with my men up in here, it's just because she was just like, you know that commercial, milk does a body good. I was a young college guy. I was like, ooh, man, that girl was raised on a dairy farm, man. Wow. Woo. But what's so funny is all of her friends to this day, from the day we met and to this day, they would always come and they would say, wow, you're so lucky. And she would say, I'm not lucky. And they would say, you're so lucky. She said, I'm not lucky. She said, we live by a theme, and the theme is, remember, this one quote, Dr. Cole shared this with us. The theme is, remember, you can have more if you don't settle for less. And they called her lucky because they had never seen a man treat his girlfriend then and my wife now so much like a queen. And ladies, you are a queen. That's not my wife, that's my queen. And can I say this to you real quick? I have two beautiful sons. One son just graduated from UCLA, top of his class. The other son is a junior at USC, top of his class. Yes, we've been married over 20 years. Why am I sharing this with you today? Because if you are in the institutional stage or the crystallized stage, how do you get the passion back? You have to do what everyone does. You have to go back to the beginning. If you want to find the real meaning in the United States government, they always go back to the Constitution. You want to find a real meaning in the Bible, they go back to the Greek or the Hebrew. And you have to go back to the Revelations page and say, show me a new vision. Help me to see in this kid what nobody else saw in them. And then once I get the revelation, then I got inspiration. I come to work with new energy, new ideas, new zeal, new passion, and it's all new, and it's exciting, and it's exciting to be there, and it's exciting to be a part of it. So can I say this to you today? I'm going to leave you with a poem, and then we're going to do something real cool at the end to close it up. The poem is called I Am One. I say this to myself all the time, and it's simply this: because you have a place here. We need you. This generation needs you. The poem, it goes like this. It says, I am one. Yes, I am only one, but I am one. I can't do everything, but I can do something. And what I can do, I ought to do. And what I ought to do, by the grace of God, I will do, because I am one. Yes, I'm only one, but I am one. You're one person driving a bus, one person as a janitor, one person in the cafeteria, one person in the classroom, but you're one person that can make a difference for 21st century learning, because it's a new game. And it's a game that's moving fast. I brought an inspired person here with me to help me close it out, and I really want you all to meet him. The reason I brought him is he's very big, he's very fast, he's very strong. Like all of the gentlemen who speak in our group, we do thousands of schools each year. The thing about him is he was a defensive lineman. He went on from high school to play his junior college football at a place called Blinn Junior College, where he helped lead his defense to a national championship. They had a phenomenal quarterback there. You've all seen him running up and down in the NFL, named Cam Newton. And when they won a junior college championship, this man was recruited all over the nation. He was recruited by the University of Tennessee, Kansas State, Texas A&M, but he decided to play his college football right there in his hometown at the University of Houston. One of the biggest, strongest, fastest players on the team at the University of Houston. He's 6'3", 290 pounds, can bench press a ton of weight, and is now in the phase of moving on to the NFL. But he's here today with you. I want you guys to meet an inspired young man, Mr. Dominic Miller. Let's give Mr. Miller a big hand clap. Just say what's up real quick.
What's up? You know, you guys from Texas, I'm from Texas. And you know we do it big in Texas. Big burritos, big cars, big trucks, but most importantly, big dreams and big visions. And we're gonna do it big today.
Big. All right, Dominic, to close it out today, we're gonna do something real fun and to share, because the superintendent here has big vision. He sees it coming into view. And you do too. So real quick, I'm gonna have a little bit of help. So I got some friends from Rico Elementary. My friends, come on up here. They're gonna help me out real quick. And then my two ladies, I'll have you come on up. Let's give her a How you doing, gentlemen? All right, great. I'm gonna have you stand right there, and you'll stand right here, side by side. Actually, let's do this. So let's move down a little bit here, okay? Let's do this real quick. All right, it's kind of hard to pull you, but we're good. All right, here we go. There we go. All right, here we go. Okay, ladies, I'm gonna have you stand right here. You face me, okay? And then I'm gonna have you right here. You face her. And ladies, what I want to do is this bar is gonna represent. Place this very lightly on your shoulder. This is one big, thick, heavy inch of steel. This is going to represent a couple of things. I'm going to put that lightly on your shoulder, okay? A little bit. Ladies, this represents the invisible bars that are holding us back. I don't know what it is today that's holding back the passion that you need, the inspiration that you need, but one thing I do know is that there are many bars in this place. Invisible bars of discouragement, depression, unbelief, low self-esteem. And if I have those bars holding me back, then guess what? They're going to be holding my class back. Because the character of the king determines the character of the kingdom. And so I cannot let these bars stop me. And therefore they cannot stop the young people. So we want to talk about, there's going to be some rocket launching going on here in the valley. I want to talk about going to the next level, a little bit higher. So ladies, I want to see what kind of grip you have. I'm going to try with everything I have to take this off of your shoulder. I want you to hold it really tight. Ready? 1, 2, 3. You've been working out. We go, ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, you've been doing your P90X. Ladies, Dominic is in his training right now for the NFL, and he trains very hard. We just want to talk about taking this Weslaco ISD, these students, in 21st century learning, active learners, to a new level. And so just to demonstrate that as we close our program today, what's going to happen is my friend Dominic is going to get up under this bar. and talk about going to a new level. He's going to lift both of these ladies up and over his head like a couple of dumbbells, okay? And then what's going to happen, if you cheer loud enough and get them really excited, and if I get some college football music, he's going to spin them around like a helicopter. Are y'all ready? Come on, help them out. Here we go. Are you ready? Everybody say, let's go to the next level. Now, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna have you stand right here. So the question is, what kind of dream will you leave in part to your students? Will you allow your students to just show up each day and have what I call a little dream? Will you allow your students to have an average dream? Or will you challenge your students to have a big dream? Everybody say, big dream. No. Everybody say, buffet dream. Dr. Alejandro, it's buffet dream. That means no limits. So, all of these things that Dominic does, I do, all the guys do, but I have a suit on, so can't do it today. So we're gonna close it out with something really cool that we like to do. We're gonna do something called push-ups, okay? Now, let me explain what a push-up is. Dominic's gonna get in a push-up position, and he's gonna lay on his stomach flat, and then I'm gonna have you help me out just for a second. Oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. Okay. Can you help me out for a second? Okay. I'm just gonna need you to help me hold, you can stand on this side of Dominic. And what I'm going to do, he can turn my music back up. He's going to explain the form for a push-up. So basically, this is the way it goes like this. We're going to do, he's going to do a push-up. I got the music going. Help me out. She's going to stand in the middle of his back, and we're going to talk about the effort for a little vision. Step up. Little vision. On the count of 3, I need you to say push. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Not loud enough. 1, 2, 3. Let's try it one more time. She's nice and cute, Dominic. 1, 2, 3. But today, your superintendent will not settle for a little vision, and neither will you. Average vision, come on up, sir. Here we go. On the count of 3, I need you to say push. Ready? 1, 2, 3. We can't settle for an average vision, and your kids can't have average dreams. We gotta have, everybody say, big vision, big dream. Come on up here. On the count of 3, ready? 1, 2, 3. Let's give him a big hand clap, everybody. We're gonna make you stay right there, teamwork, an official member of the team. Dominic, just very briefly, I had him come because he's the student that you may have given up on. Just want you to hear just a little bit of his story and why he's here today. Then we're going to close in a phenomenal way. You're part of the team. Here we go.
You know, playing football in front of 80,000 people can be tough, especially when you're going against ugly offensive lineman that's 6'5", 350 pounds. But it wasn't the toughest thing I ever been through. When I was 15 years old, both my mom and my dad dropped me off at school. And when they got up the street, FBI agents surrounded them. They pulled them over. They put guns to their face and they said, "Get down on the ground." They took them both to federal prison. That same day, they kicked down my grandma's door. They put guns to her face and they took her to prison too. That next day, I saw my mom and my grandmother in court. And when I saw them, they had chains on. They had chains from their hands going all the way down to their feet. All I can do is cry. That next day, that same day, my dad gave me a call. And he told me he was facing 20 years. 20 years in prison. I'm 15 years old. All I can do is cry. The only word I can get to him, the only word I can say was, I didn't want to be in this world anymore. I was angry. I was upset. My life was destroyed. I came to school mad. My grades started dropping. I was in a very dark place. I was doing drugs. I was drinking. I was hanging out with the wrong crowd. I was in a very, very dark place. And Martin Luther King said best, darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. And the light shined through my darkness. And one of the people that helped bring their light to my situation was one of my teachers. He told me these 6 words. He told me, keep your eyes on the prize. And no matter what obstacles came my way, I always remember what he said, and I began to push towards my dreams, push towards my vision, push towards everything that was in front of me, and forgetting those things that were behind me. And I started playing football at Blinn, and then I transitioned to University of Houston. But not only did I just transition to University of Houston, I was leaving with my associate's degree. And you know what else? This past May, 2014, I was the first one in my family to walk across the stage and get my bachelor's degree.
Everyone say, it's possible. Everybody say second half. And so there was a teacher that shared with him a new game plan. It's keep your eyes on the prize is another way of saying keep the vision. And so I just had him share that briefly with you because I want you to know you can make an impact. And he didn't tell you, we didn't have time, but the end of the story goes like this. His father didn't do the 30 years. His father got out just in time to see his son walk across the stage and graduate from the university. Second half. And guess what else? Dominic stood in the middle of 50,000 people during one of his games. And can you tell him real quick what you did in the middle of that game?
I got down on one knee on the 50-yard line and I asked my wife to marry me.
So he got his degree and just July, right? June, just June, him and his wife got married. And so it's so nice. He's in that inspiration phase, right? Okay, so let's close it out like this. Dominic, you got some big championship rings. You played for Coach Sumlin as well. And so we're gonna close it out. You guys are part of the team and my time is up, as you can see. So what we're gonna do is close it out like a true champion. I'm gonna make you a member of one of my championship teams today. And you guys are all a team. So I have something very special that you cannot buy, you cannot order. Only the players get these. I have an original, authentic New York Giants jersey, okay? It's a throwback jersey. That's looking good. And then real quick, we're gonna have you hold your fingers out. We're gonna put some rings on you, okay? I have 2 huge gold and diamond championship rings. Might have my name, my number, stadium. He has his rings. As you know, the rings are very expensive because they're very unique. They're one of a kind. Not just the gold and diamonds, but the sentimental value. They represent the willingness to push. Persevere until success happens. That's what you're doing, even though you're tired. That's what you're encouraging the kids to do. So I'm gonna slide this one ring here. Okay, don't get any ideas, because if you try to run, we will catch you. Here we go. Boom, okay. And then I'm gonna slide this ring here. There you go, they're pretty big. And this one's even bigger. We're gonna slide this one right here. And then the big one, we're gonna slide this one here. Now we're gonna ball all this fist up. We're gonna ball it up all together. Let's see if we can get it right in the middle. There you go, good. Everybody say with me, bling, bling. You hold that hand right there, and then my team and all of you today, let's hold our hand up. Let's put our #1 sign up today. Weslaco ISD is #1. #1 in inspiration, education, hope, passion, leadership, everything. So today, on the count of 3, let's say it like a true champion. Let's say, I am a champion. Because if you're a champion, you're going to make that child a champion. Remember, I am only one, but I'm one. On the count of 3, I'm a champion. Wait, everybody take one peek at your #1 sign. I want you to remember that sign, because I don't think the Dallas Cowboys are going to be holding that up this year. Just joking, just joking, just joking, just joking. On the count of 3, I'm a champion. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You guys have been great. You can follow me on Twitter at I am Keith Davis. Instagram, I am Keith Davis. There is a Keith Davis from the Dallas Cowboys. That's not me. There are 2 Wikipedias. Mine says New York Giants. It's a powerful time to be here with you today. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of your team. And remember, come on, let's keep the vision. Let's push. And don't just come to a job on Monday. Let's come to work. God bless you. Thank you so much. You've been great. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, I'm just going to say this real quick because I know it's on everybody's mind, but any place offering all you can eat, a buffet of, fajitas or anything, if those 2 guys walk in, I don't know about you, but those cooks have it in for them. Thank you so much. That was truly inspiring. Give another round of applause for both of our speakers. Well, it's that time of day again, and I think I want to play a little tech trivia. So, again, for the rules, the balls are going to fall, and whoever catches it last, please come up to the stage. This time I'm going to get in the audience and pick you out. So, as soon as the music stops, whoever's holding the balls, come on up. Rico, come on out here.
Alrighty. Where the ball's at? There you go. Okay, doctor. Doctor. All right. Nah. Where's the music at? Alrighty, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Rico Martinez, and it's time for round 2 of Tech Trivia.
We still need one more player, Rico.
Where? He has the beach ball. All right, there we go, number 6. Now this is Team Red, Team Green, and Team Blue. Now, the balls have been dropped, and, well, you guys want to try, I guess. All right, now go ahead and select the team partner, which you guys have already done. Now, once again, we'll do 3 acronyms and 2 tech trivia questions. Now, the first acronym is, oh, hold on, you guys are cheaters. What's up? 40 points, yeah. There we go. All righty, now the first acronym is, it's a very, very long one. ANAWFOS. It's okay. Do you guys know this one? And speaking of our sponsors,
And speaking of our sponsors, the winning team for this round can either win a date night that includes movie tickets, gift cards to Dinner for Two, and a few other goodies from our friends at Imagine Learning and Cinemark Theaters, a $75 value, and a $250 gift basket from Cárdenas BMW from Harlingen. I hear that if even you don't own a Beamer, the gift basket will make you feel like you do.
That's nice. Alrighty. Yeah. Beamer. Okay. Now, our next segment of tech trivia is in fact a tech question. Who can tell me what a phablet is? It's not phablet, it's phablet. Okay. Now, you can't get help from our studio audience. You guys can help them. Team Blue. Who won?
It was green. Green was
green?
first.
Okay. Hey. Green.
It's like a phone tablet.
Yeah, that's correct, yeah. Okay. Team Green has 10 points. Now it's bridging the gap between a large smartphone and a small tablet device. Now the next acronym is LIG. This is my favorite song, Team Blue.
Life is good.
That is incorrect. Team Red.
Life is great.
That is incorrect. Team Green, please.
Let it go.
That is correct. Let it go. 10 points to Team Green. Alrighty. Mr. Trevino?
After 3 questions, Team Green has 20 points. Team Blue and Team Red have nothing.
It's okay. All right. Make it rain? Okay. Now, the next is a trivia question. What does it mean to serve up the cookie?
Did you say serve up the cookie?
I said serve up the cookie. Yes, they're not chocolate chip. I've checked. Okay. You guys have 5 seconds. Team Red?
Something to do with tracking your internet?
Excuse me?
Your internet website tracking or something like that?
We'll take it.
All right.
We'll take
Team
it.
Red. Well, hold on. Do you guys have anything? Okay. Team Red has 10 points. I get, yeah. Alrighty. Now, our last acronym and a chance for Team Green to have a commanding lead, or for Team Red to catch up, and for Team Blue to actually get a point. Now, who can tell me the meaning? Oh, wait, hold on. You guys should get your buzzers ready, because, I mean, I know you guys aren't familiar with a lot of these, but I'm pretty sure you know this one. I mean, you guys are teachers. You guys have heard this one. YOLO. Team Blue.
You only live once.
Huh?
You only live once.
That is correct. Team Blue has the 10 points. Woo, see, look, we got some. Alrighty. Now, we have a bonus round, just to make things interesting. I'm going to put it up to 20 points. Now, who can tell me the meaning of the acronym ROTFL? Team
Rolling
Blue.
on the floor laughing.
That is correct, and woo, yeah. This is a fast round, you guys. Okay, that's the end of round 2 of Tech Trivia. Team Blue has won the round, and following closely behind is Team Green with 20 points.
Once again, the winning teams on the round take home prizes from a date night. Guys don't go together, okay? For 2, yes, let's clarify. Including movie tickets, Dinner for Two, and a few other goodies from Imagine Learning and Cinemark Theaters. And also for the Beamer Wannabe and You, a $250 gift basket full of BMW goodies.
Thank you, Mr. Trevino. Now back to our regularly scheduled programming. Back to you, beautiful weather girl.
Thank you, Rico.
Call me.
Maybe in 10 years. I think we're having way too much fun here today. That was a lot of fun. Hopefully we'll get another round in. We do have one final keynote speaker. I can't say much about her. Her message will definitely speak for itself. But I can say this. As you hear her story, always keep in the back of your mind the term that you've heard here before, and that is a part of your district's logo, the whole child. We're going to get a clear lesson on what that really means. Please welcome graduating senior of the class of 2014 from Weslaco High School, Irene Infante.
And she says, I wish that I could be like the cool kids, 'cause all the cool kids, they seem to fit in. I wish that I could be like the cool kids, like the cool kids.
Hi everyone, my name is Irene Infante. I purposely asked our host and MC to limit the accolades in my introduction because I want to stand here and represent two different people. You see only one person standing up here today, but I really am two different people, and I'd like to find out which one you can see more clearly. I am a teen mom. I have a son named Simon Jude, and he's 4 years old. I am a scholar. I am one of 2 Gates Millennium Scholarship recipients here in Weslaco this year. Thank you, thank you. Well, that applause tells me one thing. You're more impressed with my scholarship award than you are my parenting skills. I want to take you back to my 8th grade year because how you feel about me now is very different from what you thought about me then, and I think there are some important lessons to learn from where I stand today. I got pregnant in 8th grade, and literally just saying that makes me cringe. You can't imagine what I went through back then, or maybe you can if you've experienced a situation like mine. I was a child myself, but I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I was some ignorant girl who didn't know what to do with herself. I'm mature, right? Of course I am. Well, besides my amazing support group at home, it was the teachers at Weslaco ISD that really had an impact on me and my journey throughout high school and ultimately the preparation I had for college. I hope that my experiences as a teen mom can evoke an idea as to how many of the students at Weslaco ISD go through life. Life itself is difficult to get through without academic obligations and the pressure to fit in, because I'm sure even teachers struggle to fit in. You and I are very different, but we can feel the same things. I don't care if you're black, white, Hispanic, an AP teacher, a regular teacher, an honor student, a skipper, superintendent, a counselor. Within each of us, there is human potential, you know, like potential energy, waiting to be triggered so one can unleash the uniqueness within them. And whenever this occurs, we, as the students of your learning institutions, want to look at you for guidance on how to handle certain situations without being judged on how we may handle them ourselves. Behind me on the screen is my son, Simon Jude. Mostly likes to be called Jude. Today's is actually his first day of school at San Martin de Porres. Yeah. I know this is super off topic, but, well, if I do say so myself, my greatest accomplishment in life was not getting the scholarship award or being in the top 10 of the senior class. You know, as crazy as it sounds, it was potty training Jude. Yeah, it's really off topic, I know, but it's hard to teach a child one of the basic concepts of life, you know, and I'm proud to say that I did it all by myself, of course, with the help of others, and I'm sure a lot of you guys know what I mean, right? It takes pure dedication and like one-on-one learning with your son or daughter. Although, honestly, Jude deserves most of the credit because all I did was guide him to his own success. I guess in a way I was a teacher like you. Well, I had been in the position of the student my whole life, but I could now see the ideology of the student and what they do to get to where they want to be. And during this potty training process, I watched Jude struggle to please me, you know, to get things right. And clearly I could relate, you know, when I was pregnant, I tried so hard to get teachers to like me with my grades, you know, without them having to take into consideration my unfortunate situation and label me as some kind of troubled youth. I guess it allowed them to look past my potential and judge my choices as a young girl. You know, I was a good student. It sucks that some people couldn't see one part of me because of another part of me. You know, in the classroom, we want to impress you guys. We just want to please you and be the best as possible. We are at school more than we are at home. We see you more than we see our own parents, so it's only natural that we want to confide in you on certain things. In other words, when you shut us down, hurt us, reject us, it's like our own parents are doing it to us. Understand that students have feelings. Sometimes we'll show up to class and we'll sit through the whole lecture, but really the whole time we're there, something has been on our mind worrying us. Imagine following one of your students after school. What do they go home to? Do they have a home at all? Each one of them is an individual with their own story. Sometimes school is the only place they feel safe. If they're like me, school's the last place you want to be. But one thing is for sure, right? School will always be there. And you as teachers should always be there for all your students in all your classes, looking beyond what you see on the outside and looking deeper into their purpose in life, which is to learn, to live, and to succeed. I'm not trying to sugarcoat anything because I hate that, okay? At this point, I loathed going to school because I was afraid of walking into a classroom and feeling unwanted, embarrassed, and harassed by people around me. And that summer after Jude was born, I had the opportunity to make things different, you know, change the way my life was going. So as if entering our freshman year isn't hard enough, you know, we were all pale, pimple-faced, goofy-looking, and uncoordinated. But that first day of school when I walked into class after my second period, or when I walked into my second period class after band practice, my hopes and dreams for fitting in were all but crushed. Bullying nowadays has different meanings and variations, and maybe my experiences were more just like kids being mean. But I heard the sneers from the back of the class, and I felt the stares and the sideways looks when I walked the halls, and most of what I felt that was hurtful was the silence when people said nothing at all. I learned at an early age what it felt like to be abandoned by some of my closest friends. Well, as time went on, I was able to manage high school a lot easier, but I never liked a teacher starting a conversation with, "Oh, so you have a baby?" It was basically them implying that I had been the subject of some gossip and it was going to be harder for me to fit in. Really, all I ever wanted in high school was to fit in. You know, that's just me. And having a baby didn't allow me to do that. I will say, though, that it allowed me to be more confident and prideful in the things that I did because I explored different areas of activity that I thought I would enjoy. So I ended up joining a lot of clubs. And so much dedication goes into extracurricular activities, and I was lucky enough to manage all that while raising Jude at home. There were so many sleepless nights, and I know there are more kids like me. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but to me, assignments are more valuable than sleep. So the process, mostly during my sophomore and junior years, were to go home after school and finish all the homework that I have, taking care of Jude, of course, go to sleep at around 3 or 4 in the morning, and then wake up again at 5 to get ready for band practice, and then just repeat the day over and over and over, you know? And that's just how it goes for kids who are really serious about school and they really care about school. What I do appreciate, though, are the teachers that didn't take any pity on me. And oddly enough, it was the teachers that didn't know or they didn't care that I was a mom. They had their expectations, and regardless of whether or not Jude was up all night with an ear infection or a fever, because that did happen, they treated me no different than any other student. Teachers like my AP English language / academic decathlon coach / masterminds coach, Mr. Gonzalez, and his amazing wife, Miss Gonzalez, who was also my AP US history teacher. There was my AP English Lit and UI Already writing coach, Miss Cifuentes. They were so loyal and honest, and I truly gained so much from their classes. There was my computer science teacher, Mr. Medrano, who's one of the best teachers at Weslaco High. my Spanish teacher for 2 years, Mr. Garcia, who understood my desire to succeed as a student. And there was Miss Overton, who gave me so much knowledge and so much respect, even though I was always tired in her class. I have great and wonderful stories and experiences with all of you teachers. But what set them apart is how they allowed me to simply fit in. They expected the same from me and from all their students, and it made me feel like a normal kid. They saw all their students with equal potential, regardless of where we came from, regardless of any mistakes we made. We were all capable of academic success and the ability to channel it to greater things in life. Sorry. We could all achieve equally. We all had equal potential, and they knew how to draw success from even this teen mom. I had to work harder than most students my age, but it didn't keep me from benefiting from a fulfilling high school experience. As you can see on the lists behind me, I was in many student organizations. Now, I will be attending the University of Texas at Austin in the fall. Thank you. I will be majoring in philosophy as my pre-law major. I am happy to acknowledge myself as a Gates Millennium Scholar because out of over 52,000 applicants, I was one of 1,000 chosen. Out of those, only 300 are Hispanic, and 20 this year from the Valley, and I'm one of 2 from Weslaco. Now it's time to leave Weslaco. I'll be leaving on Sunday. Jude will be staying with his grandparents here in Weslaco, but I can assure you that all the memories that I have with each and every one of you will not be forgotten. So, if there are 1 or 2 messages that I could leave you with, it would be this. You all are among the first group of people that we look up to. From day 1 in Stephen F. Austin, I can guarantee you that we're already looking up to you for nurturing and comfort and advice, you know. While I do admit that during my pregnancy I was fragile and there were a few misguided options that teachers directed me towards, I used it to give me purpose and a meaning to prove the stereotype wrong. But what you think of us students, the impression you have of us and how you see us, really does in many ways help us decide how we see ourselves. Our confidence level, the pride in the things we do largely comes from each of you and our desire to impress you and seek your approval. But today I'm grateful to both groups, those that may have doubted me and those that inspired me. I don't think I would have had the same results happen if either of you would have been absent. I wanted to end this with one of my favorite quotes from the popular poem, The Road Not Taken. This was also my senior quote, just an FYI. At the end of the poem, Robert Frost, he says, "2 roads diverged in the wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference." I guess this represents who I am in a way. Being a teen parent isn't exactly the road people are begging to go down, but I took on the responsibility, and it led me here today because really if I hadn't been in my situation, I wouldn't have tried so hard in school. I'm not bitter anymore. At the time, I guess I didn't need your sympathy. I just needed you to give me a chance. And I'm glad that I was able to learn from those of you who did. Thank you for the opportunity. Truly, our decisions offer us different paths, and they led us here today. Whatever the choice may be for you, I hope it makes a difference in someone's life, whether it be a spouse, a son, a daughter, a student. Make a difference. It is our future you're shaping. So tell me again, who do you see standing up here today? Do you see a teen mom with limited potential? Or do you see a Gates scholar with unparalleled potential? In a few days, a new group of students will walk into your classes, and for all practical purposes, you will define them based on your first impression. Please don't make them work harder to impress you. Give them first the benefit of your doubt. Teach them as if they were your GATE scholars and top 10 students. We are all deserving of your very best. Thank you.
And she says, I wish that I could be like the cool kids, 'cause all the cool kids, they seem to fit.
That was incredible.
Thank you.
I know that there are no follow-up words to say after that message that she just gave us. I believe that no matter what obstacles she faces in life with Jude, that they will definitely be successful. Now I want to switch gears here a little bit. Do we have time to play another round of tech trivia? Yes, we do. I have the thumbs up. It's my favorite part. So you know the drill. We're going to drop the balls and we're going to see who has them at the end of the song that is about to play. And we have more amazing prizes, so I know lots of you are going to want to come up.
All right. Now, this is the final round of Tech Trivia, and of course, I'm your wonderful host, Rico Martinez. Yeah, just kidding. Now, so far, we've had a great time with all our contestants, and I just want to take a minute to show how different our generation is when it comes to technology. Now, how many of you are 25 years or older? Raise your hands. We won't judge. Stop laughing. All right, no, that's fine. Okay. Hey. All righty. Now, how many of you wear wristwatches? Watches, raise your hands. More hands, okay. All righty. Now, that's interesting, because if you asked a group of my friends, or teenagers in general, they'd probably say, what for when I have my smartphone? True. Your wristwatch is what we call a single-function device.
Rico, I want to clarify, my watch actually tells the date.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Mr. Trevino. His watch says the date.
Thank you.
For your double-function device.
Thank you.
But seriously, us kids are growing up with smartphones and gadgets that not only tell time, but can fulfill literally hundreds of multi-level functions, from entertainment to research to our social networks and beyond. And wristwatches have had to conform to keep up with smartphones and multifunctional devices. Now, let me ask this question. How many of you wear wristwatches that can keep the time, tell the date, can keep your heart rate, count the steps you take every day, and keep your blood temperature? One, that's it? Alrighty, no? Okay, it was a question. All right, now that's a great example of how we students need each of you teachers to conform to the way we students learn today. Yeah, anyway, I'm not a keynote speaker, so let's just get on with the show. All right. Now, it's time for Tech Trivia, and we have our group of contestants. Can we please flip the points over? Alrighty. Now, the music has stopped. We have our 6 contestants, and the prize is Mr. Trevino.
All right, now, the winners of this round will be awarded, listen to this, an iPad from the firm of Robert J. Garza, that's Gallagher Benefit Service and Wellworks here in Weslaco, and a 6-month membership to the Ultimate Fitness Center from our friend and owner, Jason Martinez.
Woo, round of applause. Woo.
Back to you, Rico.
Thank you. Now, contestants, tell us which campus or departments you represent.
Jeremy Miller, Dr. Armando Cuellar Middle School.
Woo! Cuellar? All right.
Samantha Mize, Science Department, Dr. Armando Cuellar Middle School.
Again, Cuellar, woo!
Juan Mujica, District Library Services.
Woo, library, what's up?
Lucia Mintz, the Theater Department at Weslaco East.
Didi Oliveira, the Migrant Department.
Eva Nava, Airport Elementary.
Woo! Yeah. Those are the rowdiest ones, right? These are the rowdiest ones? Okay. Who's ready for the first acronym? Are you guys ready for the first acronym? Yep. Are you guys ready for the first acronym? For real? I can't even hear you. Alrighty. Who can tell me the meaning of JS. Team Red.
Just saying.
That is correct. 10 points to Team Red for just saying. Now, don't forget that our studio audience can also contribute. So the first team to answer, even if they hear from the audience, still gets the points. It's not cheating. Okay? Now, Team Red has the first 10 points. Now, the next portion is, in fact, a tech trivia question. Who can tell me the meaning of yo-yo mode?
Did you say yo-yo mode?
I said yo-yo mode, and this one really does have a double meaning, ladies and gentlemen. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Blank answers, it's all right. Now, if you can look up at the screen, yo-yo mode is when a computer rapidly alternates several times between being up and being down. Yeah. Now, it's also slang for when guys or girls string you along. Yeah. As in, dude, haven't you learned your lesson about her yet? She's in permanent yo-yo mode. Now, are you ready for our second acronym, ladies and gentlemen? Woo. You guys are boring. Alrighty. Who can answer correctly the meaning of P-O-T-A-T-O?
Hey, Rico, that spells potato.
That is spelling potato, but it is not the French fries. I've checked. 5 seconds. Studio audience, is there anyone from the technical department here? No?
Person over 30 acting. That's what people are acting 21.
Hey, I didn't write this. No one? Nothing yet? For real? Team Red.
I got it. Person over 30 acting 21.
Really? Did you come up with that one? Oh, woo! 10 points to Team Red. Person over 30 acting 21. Wow. Alrighty, Mr. Trevino, after 3 questions.
So after 3 questions, Team Red is leading with 20 points, and the rest of them are out having tea somewhere. I don't know.
Now, we're at the last tech trivia question for the day. And the chance to win the iPad, or a chance to, once again, fit into your skinny jeans with a 6-month free membership to the Ultimate Fitness Center. Now, here's the final trivia question. What is the function of an Uber app? An Uber app.
To purchase.
Team Blue, you have to buzz in. Team Blue. There you go.
To purchase a taxi in a large city.
That is correct. 10 points to Team Blue. It is to hail a taxi. Now, we don't have these down here yet, but the app connects passengers to drivers for hire. Good job, Team Blue. Now, that was our last tech trivia question. Now, this is our last acronym in our final round of tech trivia. Who can tell me the meaning of the letters TNT? TNT. It's not the song. Team Red.
Till next time.
That is correct. Till next time. Stop showing. Any tiebreakers? No? Okay, moving on. Now, this was an amazing third and final round. Thank you for your participation. Mr. Trevino?
So the winners of this round are Team Red. Once again, our winners get to go home with either an iPad donated by the insurance firm of Robert J. Garza, that's Gallagher and WellWorks Benefit Services, or a 6-month basic membership to the Ultimate Fitness Center donated by the owner, Jason Martinez. Let's give all of our sponsors a round of applause.
Now, contestants, thank you very much again. You all made this convocation for me very fun, exciting, and special. Man, you guys get rowdy, right? Woo, what's up? All right. Now, and I was honored to be your host. Now, once again, this was Tech Trivia, and I'm Rico Martinez. Let's have a great year. Woo!
Now, that's not it as far as the prize are concerned. concerned, we are full of surprises. We actually have 2 door giveaways. So if you have your programs, does everyone have their program? Have you kept it? One gift we have is a $50 gift card from Cardenas Motors in Harlingen, and it's good for an oil change, vehicle inspection, and car wash. The second one is another date night with dinner and a movie from Imagine Learning and Cinemark Theater. So hopefully you kept your program. Everyone has it out. So if your program has the saying, Mars 2025, a new frontier on it, please come up and win your prize. We have one. Do we have another one? Another winner? Someone threw their program away, didn't you? It's probably if you open it up inside. It should be marked in a, I think it's a red marking, right? Everyone's frantically looking inside. Very funny. If you want it, come on up. You called it. Didn't count on that, did you? Let's give another round of applause to all the sponsors who have offered prizes today. That was awesome. During the trivia game, and of course just right now. We have one final surprise for you, and I think this might rock your socks off. As you know, we've made references to today's theme taken from Fleetwood Mac and their 1970s hit, Don't Stop Thinking About Tomorrow. We may not have Fleetwood Mac here, but we do have the next best thing. And here to perform our Convocation theme song are band directors and students from both Weslaco East and Weslaco High. Let's welcome to the stage a round of applause. Take it away, Ron.
If you wake up and don't want to smile, if it takes just a little while, open your eyes and look at the day. You'll see things in a different way. So don't stop thinking about tomorrow. Don't stop, it'll soon be here. It'll be better than before. Yesterday's gone, yesterday's gone. Why not think about the times to come? gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce the members of the band on stage. From Weslaco East High School, alumnus on lead guitar, Mr. Alan Flores. Also from Weslaco East High School on rhythm guitar, Sharon Everett. On bass from Weslaco High School, Mr. Ron Lowe. On drums from Weslaco East High School, Mr. Rene Penado. On vocals from Roosevelt Elementary, Miss Lynette Rodriguez. And ladies and gentlemen, the Weslaco High School Panther Corps and the Weslaco East High School Wildcat Regiment. Thank you. So don't stop thinking about tomorrow. Don't stop. It'll soon be here. It'll be better than before. Yesterday's gone. Yesterday's gone. So don't stop thinking about tomorrow. Don't stop. It'll soon be here. It'll be better than before. Yesterday's gone. Yesterday's gone. Okay, folks, everybody up, let's sing it together, everybody up. Here we go. Let's sing it. So don't stop thinking about tomorrow. Don't stop, it'll soon be here. It'll be better than before. Yesterday's gone, yesterday's gone. So don't stop thinking about tomorrow. Don't stop, it'll soon be here. It'll be better than before. Yesterday's gone, yesterday's gone.
Let's give a round of applause for all the Panthers and Wildcats here today performing at the very end of our convocation. That was awesome. This has honestly been one of the best events I have ever been a part of. I just want to thank everyone here, Weslaco East. Good luck to you this school year. I'm also living here in Weslaco, so this is definitely the #1 school district in my personal opinion. Good luck.